Before I start with this review, I'd like you to know why I haven't been able to make videos the way I used to. This entire year I found myself so caught up with my college education, I just couldn't make any videos whatsoever. I had no summer vacations, I'm pretty sure I'm not having any Christmas vacations either, so yeah. But I got this week off, finally I can catch a breath, and instead of going directly to bed to just lay dead for a week, I've decided to do something more joyful. I chose to have fun this week, and one of the many ways I plan to do so is making videos. I just got some new books last week, so do expect me to review some of them, and yeah, I don't think I can review all of them, but I'll try to come up with something. So now on to the good stuff. Since my first review of this run, I think my critical abilities and my capacity to express myself have improved a little bit. And given how much of an awesome run this is, I owe Bendis a better review of what I think is his best work in comics ever. Being a second reading, I expected it to be a more analytical experience because the wow factor was gone. I knew the ending. But guess what? I was wrong. Yes, it was a little more analytical, but I couldn't believe how exhilarated I was reading the freaking ending again. Until now, I've only read two things like that. One is this run. This comic book run. That shows how much potential there is for this genre, if written right. I think Bendis is the natural evolution for Frank Miller's writing on Daredevil. There's no point in comparing them because one leads to the other. If you look for Bendis' interview about Daredevil, which won't be hard to find, you can see that Miller left an impression on him. That gave him an idea that would grow to be this outstanding piece of work. And for the record, I hope they adapt this into the Netflix series eventually. The idea was that knowing how angry, weird, fast, anxious, and just how much more complicated the world is getting every day, how much harder would it be to keep a secret identity? It's just such an interesting concept. And I'm not talking about the typical identity crisis where everything comes back to status quo in the end. I'm talking about this new thing Bendis did back in the early 2000s. That's what's awesome and just impressive about this run. Imagine nowadays. I mean, I love the kind of story where everything counts. Every action has a reaction down the line. There's a consequence for every choice made. And this concerns to everyone around Matt Murdock. But it doesn't stop there. There are some awesome character studies here. It's not just story driven. There's even a gap of like 6 issues where Matt isn't there and you don't care. It's just that well written. And at the end of the day, I love all the tributes to Miller's run. There's so much respect here. I mean, Frank Miller said once that Matt should have been a villain. Everything pointed that way. He's a man who intends to do good and causes so much damage. And here, Bendis doesn't just talk about it. He shows you all of it. Every detail that makes Daredevil such an interesting character. All the good, the bad, and the ugly. And at the end, there's a lesson to be learned. Responsibility. You all know Spider-Man is my favorite superhero ever. But, well, within the Marvel Universe, Daredevil is a very close second. I like the characters that help you learn life lessons. And Daredevil fits into that description. So if you want to get into Daredevil, first you have to know that it's a character that you have to read into. It's not that you're going to see him and you're going to be visually interested in, getting to know him. It's something that you have to just read it to understand how much interesting he is, how much complicated he is. And, well, if you want to get into it, the good place to start would be, starting with Miller's run, including Born Again and and The Man Without Fear. And of course all the Bendis run. That's why I'm doing this review, because this is just an outstanding piece of work. It's just amazing. Like, I'm going through withdrawals right now, and it's the second reading, but it's just awesome. And if you want to get a little more info on the character, I recommend you to read the Guardian Devil story from Kevin Smith, just to have something else. And you know, you will not regret it. And with this new show coming, you'll be a proper expert. So as always, thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.